We're here at the MMA Expo 2010, Atlantic City, New Jersey. You might recognize this mug from places, I don't know, but he looks just like Diamond Dallas Page.
I heard that. People said, they actually said I sound like him too.
You do?
Yeah, I heard that.
Yeah, you got the whole gimmick going, babe.
Let me tell you a quick story about that. I'm in Iraq, first time, 2003. You know, pretty much first time they were letting celebrities come in there to see the troops, and I was going to the restroom, the latrine, the porta potties, and there was nothing there then. It was brutal. So they didn't even know we were there. So we would just show up at the mess hall, and I just have a sit in one. I was with Rob Dibble, and we'd sit down there eating, and go, "Oh my God, DDP, blah blah blah," So we'd start signing autographs there and stuff. Everybody. So this is a couple days in, and I'm walking to the porta potty, and this guy walks up to me, goes, "Excuse me, sir, I don't want to bother you, but did anyone ever tell you look so much like Diamond Dallas Page? It's amazing." I said, "It's so crazy. I get that all the time." And he goes, "Damn," he goes, "you sound like him too." I go, "Dude, I am him." He goes, "Oh my God, DDP, what the hell are you doing here?" I go, "I came for the strippers." And he goes, "Strippers? There's no strippers here." I go, "No shit.
Yeah, right.
I came here to see you guys, schmuck." It was great. It was great. It was funny.
Paige, you and I have been doing this for a while. It's got to be over a decade now.
Well over that.
At
I've been
least.
wrestling for like 8 years, so.
Yeah, at least.
More like 12, 13 years.
It's been so long, and the funny thing is, the last time we spoke, we're talking pro wrestling, being WCW champion, going to WWE, but you've evolved from that. You put that career behind you.
It was a great one. It was a great run. It was a great run.
People's champion, man. Still doing the three-time.
Three-time world champion. They can't ever take that away from me, ever.
Paige.
At 43, by the way, 43 years. See, 43 years young.
How many fingers did you have up there?
I had 4 and a 3.
I just wanted to make sure. Paige, the thing is, when you first started YRG, Yoga for Regular Guys.
That's where it started.
That's where it started. A lot of people are like, "What, yoga? Men?" No. And they were ribbing you on it. You've come this far. You've changed so many lives. Celebrities have embraced what you've done. What are you saying to those naysayers now?
Well, for starters, I was a guy who wouldn't be caught dead doing yoga the first 42 years. It just wasn't part of my mindset. And today, as much as I enjoy yoga, it's not what I teach. What I teach is YRG. And YRG is, I'll tell you how much it's changed. I'm about to repackage it as DDP's No Impact Fitness, because it'll still be YRG, but I just don't want to explain what YRG stands for anymore, because they say, "I'm doing your yoga." It's not. If you're doing my workout, you're not doing yoga, because there's no yoga studio on the planet that's doing what I do. I've mixed in old school calisthenics done with slow burn motion movement. You won't see that in any yoga class. I've mixed in rehabilitation moves, which you might see in an occasional class, but this is what I learned from my PTs, a personal therapist. A physical therapist, personal therapist. He's my personal physical therapist. But I also added in some of what I call, different mixed martial arts moves. I have a lot of quick twist muscles now. Quick twist muscles. Easy for me to say, right? A lot of quick twitch, like quick punches, a lot of MMA moves, knees, punches. You won't see that in any yoga classes, but the secret to YRG is dynamic resistance, and that's when I'm engaging my muscles, meaning I'm flexing my quads, flexing my glutes. I'm creating my own resistance as I move from one position to another, which jacks your heart rate up. You will never find that in a yoga class, because there it's more peaceful. Mine is engaging, which totally makes its own animal. And the whole thing about the dynamic resistance and the engaging of muscles, every time you have to engage a muscle, whether it's your quad or your glutes, which are the biggest muscles in your body, your forearm, bicep, tricep. I don't lift weights anymore. People go, "Get out of here. You don't lift weights, you look like that." I do YRG. What I do is a combination of everything, but the dynamic resistance, when you're engaging the muscles, makes your heart have to beat faster to push the blood to the muscles, so you get yourself in the fat burning zone standing still. That's why I'm going to probably go with DDP's No Impact Fitness, because no impact on your joints, increased flexibility, cardiovascular conditioning, and strength conditioning.
I think I'm going to have to change your name from DDP to Dr. DDP, because I'm going to have to watch this about 10 times, just absorb all that. So much knowledge, Paige. Jesus.
Well, I've learned from a lot of great doctors. That's the truth, too.
It's amazing how far you've come with this product, and I gotta say, brother, I'm proud of you, man, because I've seen you change lives. I've seen, for the fans out there who haven't seen the video, tell them about Arthur Boorman.
If you go to DiamondDallasPage.com, it's right on the front page. I mean, my DiamondDallasPage.com isn't Diamond Dallas Page. It's acting, speaker, my old school wrestling site. It's got my Team YRG. It's got my YRG Fitness. It's got the Real DDP blog. When we get to wrestling, don't let me forget to talk about that. But Arthur Boorman's video is on the front page. Hey, Dougie, you can start packing up, baby.
Yeah, that J-Bro and Dougie just came running over here. I'm trying to find out about Arthur, and let's get back to him, because this is a veteran who couldn't walk. He was disabled. You documented 270 days of his transformation because of YRG. You're a miracle worker. Tell us about that.
I wouldn't call myself a miracle worker because he did all the work. You know, all I am is a spark. You know, a lot of people, need coaches to motivate them. I'm not a coach or a motivational speaker. I'm an inspirational speaker because I believe that everyone's got that little flicker inside them. They just got to flick it on, and that's what I helped Arthur do. And Arthur, who was a disabled veteran, walking on canes for over 15 years, he literally was a paratrooper. You know, and those paratroopers, they drop 18 feet a second. They're carrying 100 to 200 pounds on their back. So after 20, 30, 40 jumps, their bodies are really getting beat up. He had over 500. And, his body was wearing out on him, so he was going to retire. But that's when the first Gulf War came, so he ended up having to go to war, and next thing you know, he survives a helicopter crash, and the next time he drops out of the air, he's the old lady who fell down and didn't get back up again. Long story short is that, he was walking on canes for 15 years. He had blown up in his 5'6" frame to 297 pounds. 9 months later, he's down 130 pounds, and, well, you got to watch the video to really see the results because I can't do it justice.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not one for putting things over aside from this guy over here, but you've got to watch this video. It's miraculous. It's a tearjerker. Make sure you check it out on DDP's page. Now, I know you're working on something else. It is a book, My Picky Eater, with Angela Cole. Tell me a little bit about that.
Well, Angela's my girl, and Angela started couldn't boil water 6 years ago. Now she is an amazing baker and of gluten-free and wheat-free and dairy-free pastries, whether it's cakes, cupcakes, pies. Apple pie is the best apple pie I've ever seen. I'm trying to help a lot of people. You hear gluten-free everywhere. That's like the big, organic and gluten-free is the big buzzword. And people who are obese, well, they can spend $150 or $450 and go to the nutritionist and find out that they have a wheat and dairy allergy, or they can look at their body and go, I must have a problem with wheat. But a lot of people don't know how to get off it, and they think they have to give up everything. I eat unbelievable. Everything I eat is delicious. And our My Picky Eaters book is going to give a lot of those phenomenal recipes. And we have a My Picky Eaters site as well, which is on DiamondDallasPage.com. Matter of fact, it's right under Arthur's video. And we're going to start having our own company that actually sells over the internet as well. That'll probably be about 6 months from now. So it's pretty exciting.
Now, I heard you mention something a little bit earlier, and I'm glad that you mentioned this because it ties in with the book. Somebody asked you about dieting. You're anti-dieting. You said that the first three letters on there are die. Tell me a little bit about your theory on dieting.
Well, how many diets really work?
Not mine.
None of them do, because lifestyle changes work. And that's why when I'm helping people who really need to lose, anywhere over 60 or 70 pounds, I try to encourage them to start going wheat and dairy free, only because, and there's so many choices. There are so many choices to take, but most people don't know them. So one of the shows that I'm working on right now is called Transformation Nation, and we're hoping to get the rights from that from Ireland. And I have a pretty huge production company that I'm working with, and we're going to take 6 people from, let's say, the city of Chicago, and we're going to get them all blood tested and allergy tested and all that. I will guarantee you every one of them got a wheat allergy, and most of them will have a dairy as well. Now, when you take that out of their system and replace it with rice pasta, organic rice pasta, I mean organic, just brown rice pasta, or if you have a problem with dairy, say it's cow cheese or whatever. Try sheep or goat. It tastes way better anyway. And like people like to have yogurt more. Try coconut yogurt. I mean, there's so many replacements for all this stuff, and it tastes great. And the whole thing is that it's about making it a part of your lifestyle as opposed to just, it's just doing it, and trying to diet. This, if you put it in, that's why Arthur 4 years later, in better shape than he ever was, and he's 51 now. But I've got so many people that are 5, 6, 10 years later, and they look and feel amazing in their 50s and 60s.
Paige, the DVDs, they're out there. People are using them. They work. The website's out there. The book's out there. The tours are out there. Where are you going to take the DDP program next?
Well, it's going to be to film. And when I say film, I mean reality shows, because I want to be able to take like those 6 people that if I do whether it's called Transformation Nation or not, I want to take those 6 people and in their everyday lives. I don't want to put them on a fat farm like they did in Biggest Loser, which I think is great, except for how they train those people is ridiculous. They beat their bodies up so much. If they're 24 years old, okay, I get it. Under 24, pain, no gain pretty much works. You're over 30, pain means pain. And they beat the hell out of those people. So, and they're all going to suffer for it later on down the road with all that impact. Where what I'm teaching is no impact. High cardio, increased flexibility, and core strength conditioning. I'm going to bring it to the masses. And mark my words, in no longer than 5 years, my goal is 3, to have YRG, whether it's the DDP's No Impact Fitness or whatever it's called, it'll still be the same workout. Change the world. That's what my goal is. I changed the world on many different levels, doing what I did, letting people see that there is actually someone who came as a wrestling manager at 31 and then started doing color commentating at 32 and then became a wrestler at 35 and a half, then got fired because he tore his rotator cuff, came back, career blew up at 40, 41, 42. I was on top of the friggin' world. 42, when I ruptured my L4 and L5, 3 doctors told me my career was over. 3 months later, I was back in the ring doing my workout. And at 42, instead of being my career over, 43, I was the heavyweight champion of the world. So no one can tell me what I can or cannot do. And I try to encourage everyone else. Like, one of the really cool things, too, don't take my word for it or Dee's, because I know he understands what I'm doing, so he's putting it over to you. But don't take our word for it. Go to DiamondDallasPage.com. You'll see Team YRG there. That costs nothing. Go on Team YRG and ask the people who are doing it and living it what they think.
Sounds good. We're going to cut to a quick commercial here. When we come back, I know you want to hear about the championship days of DDP and where he's at mentally with the business today. Stay connected or elbows may have to be dropped. Ah, shit, I haven't said that in years. We'll be right back.
Can you dig it?